Welcome back. We head to the fourth quarter, and the Basha Bears on top of the Chandler Wolves 44-34. Good start to the football weekend. This week on Fox NFL Sunday, the Cardinals, the Arizona Cardinals, head to Washington, D.C. to take on the Redskins as both teams look to build off their Week 1 wins and stay undefeated. Coverage begins this week with the Built Ford Tough Fox NFL Sunday pregame show at 9 a.m. Pacific. Check your local listings for specific games. So the third quarter stats, and wow. Wow. I don't know what these two teams have left, but back to action. Garrettson on a roll is going to keep it, making a beeline for the end zone. Dives. Touchdown, Chandler. 10 yards on the run. And the junior quarterback really leading his team into the end zone right there, literally.
We got to credit Daryl Garrettson for going out there and making a play. Watch him as he breaks the pocket. He makes the decision right here. There's nobody in the middle. He leads his feet, gets it to the end zone. Tell you what, this is a football game that'll make Kevin Guy, the head coach of the Arizona Rattlers, blush.
Well, we hope he's watching somewhere on our national broadcast. Garrettson showing some speed right here. And I don't know that he's the fastest guy in the world, but he runs pretty fast when people are chasing him.
Well, he got the job done right there. He had just enough speed to get where he needed to go. And that's as fast as you need to be, Mark.
Well, he's from a football family. We mentioned his grandfather, the longtime NBA official. Dad played wide receiver at San Diego State. And this young man, just a junior. And really, he has a lot of weapons. Any quarterback would like to have all these weapons, but you still got to make it work.
Of course, that's the job description of playing quarterback. The ball's in your hands. It's your job to, A, take care of the football, get the ball into your playmaker's hands. And when it's not there, you got to be able to improvise, make something happen on your own, and that's exactly what Garrettson did.
Another whistle. And I don't see a penalty flag.
On the kicking team. 5-yard penalty, re-kick.
This is about that time in Arizona where you start to plant that ryegrass and the summer Bermuda starts to dry up. And those yellow penalty flags, they're pretty hard to spot down there on the field. But Sean Aguano can see him, and he's not happy with the number of flags. And if there's a certain amount of running that you have to do at practice next week, I would imagine it won't be very fun with all these penalties if you have a certain amount of running per penalty.
Well, the Wolves are going to be in better shape after tomorrow's conditioning session. I'll guarantee you that.
They'll kick it deep, and it will be Keenan Garland. And Garland coming out to the left. He's hit hard, and the ball come loose as Chandler was pointing, but no. And Basha takes over. So as the kick was in the air, couldn't help but notice Brock Davis down there on the sideline for Basha. We'll keep an eye on him. He was limping around. He's the safety. Looks like he's maybe just a cramp. We've seen a lot of that so far in the football season, but he had to be helped to the table. We'll keep an eye on it. Basha stays on the ground, and here goes Hussar. He's hit close to the chain marker, close to the first down marker. Gain of about 9. Well, depending on the spot, they might move the chains. And they will move the chains. A first down for the Bears, who have a very nice 1-2 punch at tailback.
We've seen a lot of balance out of both offenses. Watch this as they pull the guard around, seals it up. There's really nobody on the left side there. They've had a lot of success attacking Chandler's left side of their defense.
That's Phillips in motion now. Fourth quarter, 11-18 to play. Duran going to go up top. He's got Cordova. Coverage over there by Frazier. And Cordova's still down on the sidelines.
Frazier does a good job of adjusting. It looked like he was going to get lost, but at the last second he turns himself, sticks his helmet in there to break up the pass. Very, very close to being an interference call.
Durant is going to take off, lower his shoulder, the quarterback delivering a blow. That'll set up a third down, and Durant looks like he has to adjust his helmet a little bit after that one.
Not to be outdone by Garrettson. He's going to take off and say, you know what, I'm going to do you one better. I'm going to do a fullback impression. I don't know if that's very smart, but.
So it's a third down and 2 from the Basha 42. They'll hand it off, and here's Hussar bouncing it outside. He's got the first down, tackled by Jangi after a gain of 3. And the crowd erupts over here on the Basha side. They've had so much to cheer about at times tonight. It's just an interesting vibe. They're almost exhausted after watching this one.
You should be. That's what a good football game should do to you. Should be exhausted.
Basha leading by 3. We'll hand it off to Hussar once again. He'll fall forward and pick up 1. Make it 2. And interesting, the strategy right here by Bernie Buskin. Just trying to keep that Chandler offense off the field. But here he goes again, sending 4 wide receivers into the game. Durant looking left. Fires. Got a completion to Nate Phillips, who's been kind of quiet here in the second half.
Chandler defense has played much better in the second half tonight, but Phillips is probably getting tired himself. He's had a big night catching the ball, returning the ball. There's no shortage of playmakers on this offense.
2 tight ends in the game with the pistol look on offense to Hussar, and Hussar picks up a first down for the Bears.
Here you see Hussar. They're going to just run up inside in the A-gaps. Right now, the defensive tackles for Chandler are not disengaging from the blockers to get off and make the tackle. They're getting stuck, and that's why you're seeing the running lanes that are opening up for the Basha running backs.
Think this is a matter of fitness? Basha claims they're the most in-shape team in the state.
Well, their fast tempo can definitely tire out your defense, but you know, Chandler hasn't defensively had to be in a game this late that meant something.
Hand off to Hussar once again. He's wrapped up. Might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a half-yard. Stop made by Zach Himla, who's headed to the University of Arizona next season. You know, something Lloyd Mills told us, the fine wide receiver for Chandler, he said, when we get into the game, it's easy because we've worked so hard in practice. Basha feels the exact same way. Battle of wills here as Durant keeps it on the option on 3rd and short. I don't know if he got it. It was the 11th play of the drive, and it does not look like he got it, so decision time, what do you do?
Boy, that's going to be really close. This is one of those 4th downs as a defensive coordinator against a spread offense. It really is tough to call a defense because they can run the ball or pass the ball.
Well, they go out of the pistol look on 4th and short. They'll hand it off to Hussar. Big hole, and he's got the first down. And with 7:23 to play, 7:22 to play, gain of 8. And you just wonder how many more opportunities you're going to have to get the ball back.
Well, one of the things the Bears have really excelled with tonight is their 3rd and their 4th down conversions. They've really had a high success rate. That's why you've been able to see the sustained drives in the Chandler defense not able to get off the field.
He'll hand it off to Hussar, bounce it outside, and he got back to the line of scrimmage as Tuita made the stop.
It's a good play by Francis Tuita, one of their best athletes. Is a bit of a freelancer. He goes in there, shoots the gap, gets into the backfield, trying to make a play for his defense. He needs a lot more of that out of all their defensive players.
13th play of the drive. Durant going to take a shot in the end zone. Cordova in a big collision down there, as Paul Perkins came over and delivered a blow. DJ Frazier on coverage. Take a look at the collision.
Watch Paul Perkins set his sights.
Oh.
Put the shoulder in there. The ball was already dropped before he got there, but I'm sure Cordova knew exactly where number 28 was.
So a 3rd and 9. Working fast. They'll drop it to Phillips, and Phillips dances his way forward. Darren Handy came from his defensive line spot to knock Phillips off his feet after a gain of 5. And it's a 4th down, and again, decision time. Do you want to give Chandler back the ball with a chance to take the lead?
Well, looks like they're going to go for it. And you know, why not? You've been able to have so much success converting on 4th downs. And if you go for it, you're betting that if Chandler stops you, they're not going to be able to drive the length of the field to put their own points on the board.
4th down when we come back. Basha leading and driving. Well, they got here at 4:30 to get their seats for this one, and the fans have remained into it all night here at Basha. The home team leads 44-41, and they come to their feet here on a big 4th down and 3. As Basha appears like they want to go. It's tough to tell with that pistol look. It kind of looks like he's going to kick, but no Kyle Durant's out there.
Watch the quick motion trying to get Chandler to jump off the ball.
On the 4th down across the middle, completed. And a 1st down as Deontay Sykes, the tight end, snuck behind the linebackers. I mean, we were just looking at the craziness so far tonight. More craziness and a huge play right there.
Huge 4th down conversion. If you're Chandler's defense, you got to be so disappointed. That's a heartbreaker. How many times are you going to allow this offense to convert on 3rd and 4th down? The second 4th down of this drive.
5:30 to play. Fresh set of downs inside the red zone. Hussar spins. And the clock continues to tick. Gain of 4. And they've chewed up over 6 minutes now off the clock. This has been a textbook drive.
Unbelievable. This drive could not have gone any better for Bernie Buskin and his offense. This is exactly what he wanted to see when this drive started.
They'll hand it off to Hussar, who's stacked up at the 10. But that's just fine with the Bears, as the next play will be the 18th play of the drive. And that we talked on the air. We came on the air talking about Chandler's defense. Basha's offense has had something to say and an answer all night. On a 3rd down and 5, Durant time. He fires. He's got a man. And he's got a 1st down as Cordova hauls it inside the 5.
The Bears offense is finding ways to get it done. Their players are stepping up right now. Their quarterback, Kyle Durant, when he is asked to pass the ball, he's throwing it right on the money, right where he needs to throw it. His receivers, when their number is called and they're asked to catch the ball, they're coming down and making the play, especially in the critical downs. Very good disciplined execution on this drive for the Bears.
And it will be about an inch short. So another decision. The down marker says 4. You've got an inch.
After the way this drive has been going, I think this is a no-brainer. They're going to go for it. Why go for it twice already on 4th down just to only have another inch to try and put 7 points on the board? 7 points is going to be a killer as opposed to just 3.
Duran will go under center. Hussar's the running back. He'll sneak again. And Duran, for the second time tonight on a quarterback sneak, is in. 20-play drive to march the length of the field. You know, Duran is listed at 195. Maybe it's the rib pads, maybe it's the way he's run, as the extra point is up and good from Barber. But he's a guy I wouldn't want to have to tackle. And I certainly wouldn't want to have to defend through the air. He is having a heck of a night.
We've seen everything tonight, Mark, offensively. So many yards, so many points have been put on the board. But just when you think it's a fast play, a fast, explosive play type of game, the Bears respond with a monster 20-play drive to milk over half of the quarter. They've done everything in this football game, and you have to be really happy as a football coach when you ask your offense to go out there, run time off the clock like that, and score.
The drive took 6 minutes and 32 seconds. Bernie Buskin takes a drink of water, but knows that there's still a lot of time left on the clock. He's probably going to need another one of those before the night's over.
There's a lot of time, but that touchdown was crucial for their football team. I mean, now you're making it a legitimate 2-score game when a field goal, Chandler still had a chance to come here and tie or win the football game. So to be able to execute on all those 3rd downs, to be able to convert 3 out of 3 4th downs is really a testament. Those kids should be very, very proud of the job they did on that drive.
Chandler needs to score and score quick, but hopefully give their defense a little rest here. Offense hasn't been out on the field for 6 minutes and 32 seconds. Basha was 3 of 3 on 4th downs. It will be Mills, and Mills is coming to his left, comes back to his right, and some room to run, but he's wrapped up at the 20 by Mitch Perrone. And Daryl Garrettson and company have 80 yards to go, and they're gonna have to score quick and hope for some help down 10. As a defensive player, how demoralizing is it?
Well, that's
when
tough.
a team marches like that.
Oh, that's tough, and that's something that you never forget. You remember all of those drives. They're so taxing and so tiring. And when you go back and you watch the film the next day, you just see so many different chances that you would have had to just make a play and get off the football field. That is what's so frustrating.
Well, they certainly had their chances. 2 4th downs converted on that drive by Basha. A whistle and
delay of game.
A delay of game, and the drive starts out in disaster for Chandler. They certainly have the weapons, but Chandler commits 12 penalties for 80 yards tonight. And you're not going to win many football games with that kind of number in the stat column. To Perkins behind the back. This play worked like a charm earlier, and Perkins still on his feet. Appeared to see another penalty flag. Let's see if that is the case. And it's a hold. It's coming back.
Well, this isn't what you want to see right now from your team. You want to see your team rally. I understand you're down 10 points with just 4 minutes to go, but you can't come out here and have 2 back-to-back penalties like that. You try and change the culture.
During the
You
run,
try and change the way
holding,
things are done at Chandler High
offense,
School.
10 yards from
You
the
got to
spot
go
of
out there and
foul.
have some killer
Replay,
instinct and
first
be
down.
disciplined when you're tired and when you're down and when you have to go out there and make a play.
Going to have to make a play here. First down and forever. Make it 20 from the 9-yard line. Garrettson rolling. He's going to fire, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Williams. Williams went left, ball sailed right.
Well, you really put your football team in a bind when you're trying to go down the field 80 yards for a touchdown, and now you're looking at 2nd and 20. That is not the way you wanted to come out here and start this series.
Chance of defense on the Basha side. Knowing this could be the ball game. A stop right here. Garrettson will empty the backfield from his own goal line. Time, puts some touch on it, but throws it out of bounds. Garrettson now 16 of 27, 335, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks, and another penalty flag, and applause on the Basha side.
Illegal shift on the offense. The penalties decline. Result of the play, an incomplete pass. 3rd down.
Down to the field, we check in with Jody Jackson.
Just to take it back to my first report tonight, the matchup between Javon Williams and Devin Reed, and for whatever reason, Chandler has not been able to get the ball to Williams. He has not had a catch so far in this half, and Reed has done a good job.
Perkins wrapped up in the backfield, ball came loose. He appeared to be down as Blake Tamarkin had the ball in the end zone. It looked like Mark Benitez made the stop. Let's take a look at the replay, as Perkins has been playing on offense and defense all night and couldn't get away.
Oh, and it rains, it pours. Perkins, who had been one of the best players tonight, making a lot of plays on offense. Looks like his elbow was down. That probably shouldn't have been a fumble, but we're not going to have instant replay.
Well, and Chandler calls a timeout, and this is your ball game. 4th down and 20. Inside the 9-yard, inside the 10-yard line. This is where you run your play. This is the play that you know is going to work.
There hasn't been a lot of those. Actually, there has. There's been a lot of offense tonight.
Well, and you know, Jody was just talking about Javon Williams has been locked up by his buddy Devin Reed. Now he's had some help over the top, as Basha has almost dared Chandler to run the ball to the middle of the field, and you saw Perkins bust a couple of those runs. But I don't know what I'm more impressed with. I mean, I know that Chandler scored 41 points, but it seems like they have the ability to score 70 if they want to.
Both football teams have great offensive, powerful offenses. Defensively, they've been let down tonight a little bit, especially the Chandler Wolves, who came in here riding high and feeling very good about their defense. Here in the second half, the Bears' defense have caused some pretty big turnovers that have led to points, and that's been the difference in the game.
Crowd comes to its feet. 3:32 to play. A 4th and 20 for Chandler, trailing by 10. Garrettson on his goal line, pressure. He fires across the middle, and Mills couldn't make the play. Tamarkin was waiting for him if he made the catch. And the Basha defense comes to the sidelines with flags waving from the stands. Demoralizing for Chandler, as that might have been it. And now chance of goodbye from the Basha faithful.
It's a great job of the Bears defense stepping up and forcing the turnover on downs. But as I mentioned, not to keep repeating myself, the Wolves did not do themselves any favor by putting themselves in the hole with the 2 penalties. You can't do that. It's unacceptable, and you're not going to win football games if you make those kind of mistakes.
First down and goal, and the pitch goes to Hussar, who goes up in the air and upside down. Jangy made the stop, but not before a gain of 7, and Hussar, a brave man right there.
We can tell he wants to get into the end zone. It doesn't matter if they're winning. He's trying to make things happen, played to the final whistle. Usually pretty dangerous if you leave your feet. Nothing usually happens good when that happens.
We go inside 3 minutes. The Bears inside the 5. Usually they like to get the snap off with 20 seconds to play on the clock. Intent to let it roll down, but some more movement up front.
Encroachment. Defense.
Jangy jumped again.
Second down.
And again, I don't understand it, Mark. 3 times now they run the same formation, the same motion. They get 3 offsides. At what point do you learn from your mistakes? Chandler wants to be the football team they say they want to be. Then you can't go out there and commit these kind of penalties over and over and over and be repetitive about it.
Well, Sean Aguano has taken the headset off, and you wonder if that's waving the white flag a little bit, knowing that Basha could punch in right here. And Kyle Duran, for a 3rd time tonight on the quarterback sneak, is in. And Basha can keep the party going. Now up 57-41. Kick is up, it's good, and it's 58-41. Kyle Duran is the man.
He's had a great night tonight. Great night for him, the rest of his teammates, his coaches. They came out here, had a plan, executed that plan.
Six carries, 17 yards, 3 touchdowns. 20-28, 331, 2 touchdowns, no INTs. And from talking to the young man, very impressed. Very impressed with him. I think he's going to make a fine addition to a college roster next year.
Well, that was the key stat that you mentioned. 2 for a ton of yards, but no interceptions, no turnovers. And the thing that we didn't talk about right there is how many 3rd downs did he complete and put right on the money over and over again. Those are drive extending plays. And tonight the Bears offense have been exceptional on 3rd and 4th down, and I think that really is the key to them winning this football game.
Well, he's had some help with his playmakers and also that offensive line. Duran, he's had time. Takes a second to take it all in. Probably not used to cameras following him around, but get used to it, young man. Penalty will allow Basha to kick off inside Chandler territory. And it's going to be a long bus ride home for the Wolves. We'll only have to go about 11 miles from here. And this is a big boot and a chance for Ricky Carrillo to showcase his leg as he splits the uprights.
Well, you know, he wants to get in some of the action. You get all these skill players and quarterbacks getting all the attention. Might as well show it off if you're a kicker.
Well, certainly. And they got to go to school tomorrow. How much fun is school going to be tomorrow? I mean, that's jaw-dropping. Bernie Buskin's Basha Bears are a force to be reckoned with. Well, Perkins is going to get the ball, and Perkins has no quit in him, a young man who has fought valiantly tonight and played on both sides of the ball, and he'll also make a fine addition to a college roster next season. Gain of 15.
The Wolves had some playmakers step up tonight, too, and really were in this game until that fourth quarter where the Bears just completely took it over. But Paul Perkins had a great night tonight. Lloyd Mills had an exceptional night tonight. Lamont Tarkenton had a couple of big plays from his running back position. It's going to be a good football team. It's just tonight the Bears out-executed and made less mistakes than the Wolves did.
Jackson Caldwell now in the game at quarterback, the senior, a chance to operate the offense. He's played well at the receiver spot tonight. Will fire and hit his tight end. Number 85, Patrick Baldenegro. Gain of 5. So with 1:36, Chandler still throwing. Oh. So Sean Aguano still calling the signals. But no doubt, going to be a long day at school tomorrow for Chandler. But still a lot of season left. We'll see them in 2 weeks. Up top, looking for Mills, and it's picked off. It's picked off by Brock Davis, who was just on the training table. Comes back in the game and ices things. A penalty flag is down, so let's check it. Penalty flag down back at the 35-yard line, and Brock Davis. Have a night, young man. Have a night. Basha High School. 9 years in existence, and this has got to be the biggest win in the history of the football program. It's the biggest night.
Big win. Big win. And after this, Chandler, think about this. 3 high schools in the city of Chandler. Chandler, Hamilton, and Basha. And the Chandler Wolves have yet to win a game versus any other Chandler school yet.
That's right. It's a great point. It's the first meeting between the two, even though just 11 miles apart. But it's safe to say that this is a place to watch some good high school football in your hometown, Chandler, Arizona.
Well, it's quite amazing. Earlier when we threw that up about all the Division I athletes and all the kids that are getting looks, they're going to get the chance to move on to play college football at the next level. We didn't have kids like that. You know, there was none of us.
Adam Archuleta.
Well, I had to go the hard way. I had to walk on. There were no recruiters coming to our school. So Chandler football with the Wolves, their skill positions, Basha, as we've seen tonight, the Hamilton Huskies. There's a lot of good football being played here right now in the Valley, especially in the city of Chandler.
I'll tell you who I'm most impressed with tonight. We've talked about Duran. We'll talk about him more after the final gun, but the left side of that offensive line, Mahudi and Sarver. Those guys are impressive as they give it off to Hussar and run right behind the left side of that offensive line. Those young men responsible. Here they're going to take a curtain call, so let's see this as the backup offensive line comes in and the starters come out. Time winds down here at Basha High. Clock stops. Nope, it'll keep going, and that's going to do it. And Kyle Duran with some words of encouragement to his teammates. These two teams might see each other again down the road.